Turn up the microphone until it's squeezed. Basement on the satellite, talking to who knows who. You're trying to tell the drummer how you feel. It's all about the song, keeping it simple. Gotta have passion, gotta have soul.
Alright, playing hooky today, man. Mid-October, gonna be the last good ride today. We got some snow coming in, so I just blew off some jobs at work. Heading out for a 3-hour ride. Gotta do it, man. You only live once. Gotta take these chances to ride when you can. So we're going, came through Vale. We're going to go up through Minturn and Leadville and then back to Breckenridge. Any day now could be the last trip, you know? It could snow at any point up here in the Rockies. So anyway, this is the Eagle River. Just hanging out. I have a good spot here right outside Minturn. But just a great day of riding. I love this machine. It just gets on it. Does what it needs to do. You know, being my first cruiser bike, that I've had. I've been a dual sport guy forever, and dirt bikes since I was a kid. I'm impressed. I love it, man. Highway miles are awesome. I didn't know how much fun it would be until I actually got one. So it's well worth it, man. I think a guy needs a dirt bike, a street bike, and a dual sport. And with those 3 tools, your life's complete, man. You can just go out and do whatever you want. There's a highway. I'm going up that way, up and over Fremont Pass. And there's the awesome Suzuki S50, which just kicks ass up these mountain roads. I did a great ride this summer. It was 430 miles, giant loop through over like 6 mountain passes here in Colorado, and it was awesome, man. It was the longest ride I've ever done. I mean, I know there's guys doing, you know, like 800, 1,000-mile days, but for me, 430 miles about kicked my ass. It was pretty tough. That seat's not the most comfortable, but here's the route. I got it on my Butler map. If you ever need a map for where each state you ride in, Butler's the best. I mean, it's just detailed. Everything's great. This is the backcountry discovery route laid out in yellow. But here's my loop right here. 6 mountain passes, starting in Breckenridge, which is right there. And cruise down through Buena Vista, Poncha Springs, which is right by Salida, up over Monarch Pass into Gunnison, up above the Black Canyon, into Hotchkiss, over McClure Pass, Carbondale, through Aspen, over Independence Pass, Leadville, and then back to Breckenridge. The last, let's see, from Aspen to Breckenridge was in pouring rain. I got soaked. It was hard, man. I mean, there was cars passing me, splashing water in my face, tailgating me, giving me no room, no brakes. It was pretty tough, but you know, I mean, I'll always remember that trip fondly. It was the longest trip I've done on this in a day, and it was awesome, man. Like I said, it kicked my ass, but I felt like a real biker. glorious day. It's beautiful. It's warm, sunny, it's crisp. You have that crisp fall feeling in the air. And this is great. I love it. It's what I live for, man. Just getting out riding. One upgrade I'd like to do, if you can call it an upgrade, would be a sheepskin seat for this thing. After that 400-mile day, man, I was hurting. And I've heard they're pretty comfortable. It's cheap. I don't need to go buy a new seat, I don't think. I mean, this thing's okay. It's just after 400 miles and 8 hours sitting on it was pretty uncomfortable. I mean, not as uncomfortable as a dirt bike seat like they make for these. Those things suck. So, yeah, sheepskin seat, and even if it gets wet, I don't care. I mean, honestly, after that 2 hours in the rain, I was soaked. I was drenched, man. And I got good rain gear, too, but it just gets in. My boots were soaked. I have some decent pants. They were soaked. So, glad I wasn't camping out that night, man. I've been one wet dude. Joys of old age. Look at this shit. Oh, God. Oh. All right. Yeah, fired up. So I went riding this summer with a friend of mine on his BMW, what is it, a GS 1200, I think, dual sport, adventure bike, big bike, huge thing. And what a piece of machinery. I mean, holy cow, dude. He had, I think it has twice, it had 110 horsepower. This thing's got 50. So he was smoking me, needless to say. But you know, honestly, through the corners and those tight mountain roads, this Suzuki, I stayed in his mirror the whole time. He said he tried losing me in the corners, and he'd look in his mirror, and there I was, man. Whoa! Just kicking ass on this S50. So, and he's a better rider than I am, too. So he had quite a few advantages. Much more refined bike, 110 horsepower, better rider, and yet this thing could still hang with him on the mountain road. So that's, you know, if you're thinking about getting one, man, it's a hot rod. It'll haul ass, and it handles pretty good. Anything that can keep up with one of those German bikes, it's pretty good in my book, man.
Goddamn fucking Mark. That is fucking shit I've ever seen. I used to camp about 100 times better than this. Rock, fuck.
I was buffing out a part the other day on this wire wheel over here, You can see it. And kind of like a fool, I'm just like, oh, I'll just do it real quick. Came over here, turned it on, you know, boom, started doing my thing. A piece of that damn wire flew right into my eye. And I pulled it out and everything, but dude, it's been bugging me for a couple days, so. My fault, stupid move, man. I got safety glasses right there on the wall. Just get in a hurry, and good bit of advice is don't. Put them safety glasses on, man, because it's been bugging me for days. I'm lucky it didn't stick into my eye and put it out, you know. So anyway, there's my little safety lecture for the day.
Stakes are high and so am I. It's in the air tonight. It's a free-for-all.
Nice day riding, no? Look at that piece of shit fucking scooter. And then hot rod. So I also got some new tires this summer. Some Dunlop 404s. You can see them on there. The front, same thing, new tires. Front and back. The front tire wasn't really as worn out as the back, but I just like replacing them both. They weren't too expensive either. I think I spent, I don't know, 300 something bucks for them both, and then another 50 to have them mounted and balanced. So, you know, not too bad. And they're holding up pretty good. I mean, I got 3,000 or 3,500 miles on them. You can see a little wear already, so I figure, I don't know, I'll probably get 6,000, 7,000 miles out of them maybe. But that's good enough for me. You know, I heard good things about those Commander tires, the T3s or whatever those are. Guys getting like 20,000 miles or something on them. But honestly, I feel comfortable with these tires. They're soft. They grip really good. I can lean. They handle great in the rain. So, I mean, overall, I like them. I'm comfortable with them. I'd buy them again for sure. And I painted the white wall lettering on there with a white pen because I just thought it looked cool. I didn't like just the black tires. So I just went to AutoZone and they sell a little white, it's actually a tire pin. So I guess I'm not the only one that likes doing that. And highlighted the Dunlop and the lettering on the front and back. I don't know. I just thought it was cool. But yeah, Dunlop 404s, man. Good tire, good price. Highly recommend them. Nothing better after a long day's ride. What's up, Chooch Lamooch? Dude, that was a great ride, man. Camping by a lake. I don't know if you can see it through the trees there. Over in Lake City. You know, because it has a lake. Lake City, get it? So one of the best upgrades I did this summer was this windshield right here. What a difference it makes. I mean, just an exhaustion, keeping bugs out of your face, the rain. It was huge. Best investment I've made in a long time. You know, I did that long trip in Wyoming that was 800 miles, and I was only doing, I don't know, 200, 250 mile days. But at the end of those days, I was exhausted from getting buffeted by that wind. It's tiring. It takes its toll on the body. So having this year on that 400 mile ride, it made all the difference in the world. It took a little getting used to look through it. At first I was looking up over it, and that got tiring, so I finally started getting used to looking through the thing. And once you get used to that, man, it makes all the difference in the world. It really does. Highly recommended. If you're going to be doing cross-country stuff, get a windshield, man. You'll thank me. Trust me. So another thing I did this summer was a lot of maintenance on things. It came up on 10,000 miles. And so, you know, of course, oil changes, change the fluids. In the rear end, too, in the rear drive. It was super clean. I didn't really need it, but, you know, 10,000 miles, a lot of miles. And did the valves also, which is a real pain in the ass. Took me pretty much all day. I mean, all this stuff has to come off. The tank, the seat, this cover there, the exhaust I took off. Let's see, to get these covers off, had to pull off a carb. It's major. It's a major deal. It took me all day. Seriously. If I had a lot of money, I'd pay a mechanic to do it. It was a pain in the ass. But you know what? After 10,000 miles, I did find some valves that were tight. So I was glad I did it. I know how to do it now. So it'll be quicker next time for sure. But what else did I do? Oh yeah, I did my front bearings. My wheel was a little loose, I noticed. Had a little bit of play. The back one seems fine. I greased up that rear drive when I got the new tires on. And had to use some special grease for that. Changed the coolant in the machine. And it said 60-40, but I got some 50-50 stuff. What did I use? I think I used, yeah, right there, this stuff. And I don't know, seems to work pretty good. And then also, per the shop manual, it says to use this. Bars stop leak. I just put, I don't know what it was, 4 ounces in there or something, 6 ounces. And I don't know why. I think they just, you know, with the radiator being right here in front, maybe it catches rocks. They're worried about pinholes or something. I don't know. It was weird. The manual said to use bar stop leak every time you flush out your coolant. So I did. You know, I got this manual right here, the Climber, which is good. I mean, it's a good manual, but seriously, I found the original shop manual on Facebook. There's a group for S50 or VS800 owners, and the guy that sponsors that group has the entire shop manual on there, so you can download it. And that's the best. I mean, that is the factory shop manual. And that's what I recommend using. The Climber's great. I take it with me on when I go on trips. I always have that in my tools. So in case I suffer a breakdown or something, I got reference, I got a wiring diagram. I'm just into that. You know, being a low-tech machine, there's no computer on board, there's no throttle position sensor, crankshaft position sensor, camshaft position sensor. It's all old school technology, so a guy can actually repair it on the road. You know, you get a clog in your carburetor, I can get to them. you know, short of something catastrophic failing, which you couldn't repair, then, you know, you'd be getting it towed home. All right, so I've got the valve covers off. You can see them right there. I marked them front and rear. I have the rear cylinder top dead center. I don't know if you can see it in there, but it says, has those little symbols right there with an R right beside it. That's exactly top dead center. These valves, actually, you can tell, have a little play in them. These are tight, so the intake are tight. These actually might be set okay. So you put a wrench on here, take your spark plugs out so you can turn the engine over real easy. Turn it counterclockwise until you see the R, it looks like an LT in there. Could be an RFT. Make sure, look down on your piston, make sure it's at top dead center. These should not be moving. They are all closed, intake and exhaust on the compression stroke. And that's where you adjust them, right there. So also, real quick, you need this little tool. I think it makes it a lot easier. I ordered it. Glad I did. Whoops. Right there is the part number. Okay, the manual says intake and exhaust between 0.003 to 0.005 of an inch. So I have a 0.004 right in the middle. We're going to go with that. Rotated the engine about 1 1/4 turns counterclockwise till that little symbol showed up. I don't know if you can even see it in there. It says front. And you can tell because those valves have a little bit of play up and down. They're a little tight though. 4,000ths wouldn't fit in there. So they were all needing adjustment after 10,000 miles. So it's an important job, but it's a pain in the ass, man. You better have some time set aside to get it done. All right. These are not easy to adjust on this bike. It's taken me a while. You can see I had to disconnect the feeler gauge, put a bend in the end of it just to get it in there. So I got 4,000ths, and you definitely need that little tool. Without that tool right there, it'd be very hard to adjust your valves on this bike. So anyway, I'm on the front cylinder now. The rear cylinder's done. Just getting this one ready to roll, and then we'll put everything back together. So there it is. And you guys are probably wondering why I strap these bags on the top of my seat, not underneath like everybody else does. And it's simply to keep them off my mufflers. The previous owner had it under the seat, and they were getting roasted by my mufflers there. So I just put it on top of the seat, and then I tied my tools and my gear, just stuff just right on top. And that's what I use these for. These are my loops to tie all my gear down with. I'm just going to leave those on there. Looks kind of funky, but I don't care, man. I love long distance rides, man. I live for that stuff. You know, the day ride after work, hour here, hour there, that's great. I still love that. It's better than nothing, but I mean, I really live for those long multi-day rides or just long all-day rides. That just, I don't know, that's what does it for me, man. I just love it. Spending time on the highway like that, just cruising, seeing the country, just good old road therapy, man. It's unbeatable. You don't need a psychiatrist or a damn therapist if you got one of these. Seriously, man, I could be bummed out and just take a long all-day ride Sunday or whatever, and I am primed and ready for the week, man, when I get back. Just, it's like a mind cleanse, I guess you could call it. Best doctor right there, man. I'm just dreading to come in the winter. This more and more. You should ride all over back in there. There's tons of roads. They're just closing stuff all the time. I mean, you know, we pay registration fees every year to register our motorcycles and stuff, and they just keep closing areas. It's frustrating, man. Just about the halfway point for my quick little ride today. Played hooky at work. Just had to, man. It's that time of year. This is most definitely the last ride of the season. It's pretty cold. Doesn't look cold, but it's pretty cold once you get moving. And just doing a nice loop. I don't know how long it is. Probably 150 miles, something. Nothing big. Gonna be back in time to watch my daughter's volleyball game today, so. Yeah, pretty cool, man. The old VS 800's running great. It's funny, man. 50 horsepower, 800 cc's of engine, and I still want more power. I live for this shit. Well, into the summer season is upon us. Just in the garage, getting ready to put the old S50 away for the winter. Just filling up the gas tank. It's already got fuel stabilizer in it. Gonna pull the battery, get it ready for cold storage. I won't be riding it till, I don't know, probably May of next year. It's mid-November now, so it's gonna sit for quite a while. But what a great summer. Man, I got a lot of riding done on it. I think 3,000 miles, 3,500 miles, something like that, which is a lot for me, you know, counting dual sport rides and dirt biking and, you know, family stuff. I'm a family guy, so I don't get tons of time just to take off and ride whenever I want. So this is probably the last video of the year for me. I think, I don't know, unless I get a wild hair to do something else. But I'm going to put that away. Got the battery out. And I trickle charge it all winter periodically. Put a charger on it. Keep it up. And I only use batteries like 2 or 3 years. I got let down on this thing on a trip on what I suspect was an old battery. And so I don't trust them more than 3 years. So after this next summer will be the 3rd year. And after that, it's going to be a new battery. They're about 130 bucks. So not too cheap, but well worth it, man. You don't want to, like, I pulled into a gas station. Well, you saw in that last video. Got gas, hit the switch, boom, nothing. No lights or anything. The battery just flat out died. So I think it was an old Walmart battery or something. But I went and got a quality battery from Napa. And fully charged, ready to go. And the guy even told me, he says, you know, after 3 years, he's like, you want to probably just slap a new battery in because you don't want to be out in the middle of nowhere and not have this thing start, you know, because it'd be pretty hard to bump start. Probably possible, I guess, but be pretty tough. So anyway, yeah, that's what we're doing. And yeah, so thanks for watching. We'll see you next season.